What's up, Trios Tribe? We got a BT12 Blue Hybrid deck update. Woo! I went to my locals on Friday, and something came over me and decided that, you know what, Black War Greymon is pseudo dead in my meta, and I love Blue Hybrid and I want to try it again. So I thought I'd play it. I thought I'd update my list with some new cards, and went undefeated, which is great. We got like the winter pack, like Black War Greymon thing. It wasn't foil and it was kind of dumb, so I kind of instantly traded it away, but you know, whatever. Anyway, the list is here. We're going into the list. We're going to try to be fast, and we're going to try to show all the cards on screen because apparently people appreciate that. I don't know. Twitter's weird, and I learn things on Twitter sometimes, so we're going to try to follow the Twitter advice is what I'm going to. Anyway, level 3s. We're going to start with Pokemon. 2 Pokemon. You can never have... Pokemon's never a bad card. Oh my god. The Ultimate Cup, everyone's like, oh my god, Red Hybrid has a really good chance of winning, and I'm like, but Pokemon is so good, and it's such a crazy consistency piece. Like, your opponent has, like, the way me and my friends talk about Pokemon is like, Pokemon says, like, your opponent has to kill Pokemon. If Pokemon is on board, it has to die, right? And so it causes your opponent to play a specific way, and like, making your opponent play weird is kind of how you get advantage in the game, right? So Pokemon's insane. Pokemon's busted. We played 2 of it for now. Could go to 3. 4 is probably too much. The next rookie we play is Galmon. With the Lanamon. Actually, I mean, even in BT11, we were seeing Blue Hybrid incorporate the Galmon, Mirage Galgamon level 6, and this to search it out. Plus the inheritable. If you have a teamer in play with Tornado level 3, really comes up in this meta. A lot of Balezamon, they like to leave their Impmons out. Same with Crossheart, same with Hunters. A lot of people are leaving the little level 3s out, and just kind of being able to tuck this under from your hand with a Lanamon. Really good. So yeah, for Galmon. Considering going to 3, but we're on 4 for now. Next is our Blue Hybrid Searcher, tried and true since BT4. This Stravimon Searcher has, I don't want to say has never let me down, but it's worse. It's blue Pokemon without all the upsides, but it digivolves in the back sometimes, and sometimes gets you 2 cards. Like, it's a Searcher. Cards that search you cards in this deck are really good because of Koji and Magna Garurumon, even though we're not playing him. Spoilers, sorry. But yeah, there we go. Next level 3, our last level 3 is 4 of this Stravimon. With the new Lanamon support, or the new level 4, we'll get to her. Being able to tuck this into under your tamer stack, and having the extra rookie under, and being able to gain memory from multiple different ways, really like highlights how this deck is kind of like built to become like a memory control deck. And we'll get into that a little bit, maybe. I mean, but yeah, I feel like Blue Hybrid kind of got the short end of the stick with this card, because sorry, I'm trying to like account for the shadows, but it's really bad, but that's visible. Yeah, just we didn't get a pre-release version of this card in BT6, but Red Hybrid did, so we kind of got the short end of the straw in the blue camp on that one. I would have loved a foil pre-release Stravimon of that one, because as you can see, we try to max rarity our stuff in this house. We also love Goblimon in this house. And our first champion, we're just gonna go off topic and go into Leomon from the EX2. It's a blocker. It plays off of Jerry. We love playing Tamers. It just works, man. Like, sorry, there's like, I don't know, I inner sleeve, and you also get like these weird blurs when you like inner sleeve. I don't know, whatever. Maybe I should wash my hands more. I do, though. I don't know. Whatever. But on deletion, draw 2 memory, oh my god, gain 2 memory and draw a card. Insane. Like, so many decks have a hard time dealing with this thing. Blue is kind of gone from the meta. Like, I don't want to say blue's gone from the meta, but blue is the only deck that can deal with this card cleanly. And there's just not a lot of blue around. There's Ulforce. And that's really it. I mean, there's some D-Digivolve in the Hunter's deck, but usually you're hard playing this is off of Jerry, so D-Digivolve doesn't work. So as our first champion, he's so good. And so many times in Balezamon will mill, Oh, that's the key thing. Beelzemon will mill like the card that like kills a level 4 and then like just kill this anyway, and then like you get memory and it just feels so good every time. Oh, just countering a Beelzemon like mill turn with that card sometimes just feels so good, and it's just passing turn by blocking. That card is so underrated, and maybe like I know people like the card. I don't think anyone thinks it's a bad card, but I just don't think people really truly respect how good that card is. But our next level 4, actually part of the Blue Hybrid package, is Kendo Garurumon. Why are we playing Kendo Garurumon? Because Tommy's a nerd. One of my Digimon teachers said that to me, and I'll never forget it. Wow, I didn't intersleeve those. I'm a cheater. Look at that. I didn't intersleeve any of these Lanamons. Anyway, Lanamon plus Kendo Garurumon means all our hybrid champions have a way to get jamming. He's not as consistent as Lanamon, and Lanamon can be inconsistent too, but these two combined gives us a lot of like aggro. Like I can just swing with my level 4s. They're gonna live if they check a Digimon, and if they check an option, they probably were dead no matter what they were. So just having that extra like tempo aggression, just having like being able to swing early and keep the body on board and forcing your opponent to either deal with it then and there, or just getting more swings off of them is just good. And Lanamon being able to recycle level 3 inheritables basically in my hand off of my tamers adds a lot of value to the deck. That like I can, from a Davis, go into this, tuck a Strabimon or a Strabimon BT7, and then get jamming, swing, gain a memory, or go into Bayo, gain the memory, bring back the Lanamon, bring back the rookie, and just have a good time. So it just becomes very memory efficient to play around with these cards, especially with the only level 5 we're playing being Beowulfmon. I mean, we all live Blue Hybrid format together. I am very much aware that this is probably the best Blue Hybrid card, attacker, monster guy in the game. Just memory efficient when you're Digivolving on a tamer, being able to recycle level 4 back to hand so you can swing with a different tamer. Insane sometimes when it comes to tempo. And then bouncing your opponent's level 4s, and there's so many level 4 and lowers running around in this format, it feels like. Yeah, sure, Greymon tries to come out early nowadays to try to get extra card draw from their breeding area, and that's the only real stack deck left. I mean, Imperial exists, but they're also kind of trying to play with level 4s on the board and level 3s. Every deck is playing level 3s on the board, leaving level 4s and level 3s on the board, I should say. And this is a very clean answer to a lot of that stuff, and it comes up all the time. And then for our level 6, excuse the one with the bad rarity, but Mirage Galgamon. This card completes what I was talking about when it comes to the memory control. Him saying, like, you can go into your Beowulfmon for jamming, swing 1 check, and then Digivolve into this and get another check. And then you leave this floodgate on the board that says, when your opponent gets a card back to their hand, you gain memory for every 4 cards. So many, other than the Hunter's deck, so many decks right now are drawing cards through effects, and this guy punishes that, and people just can't. People have to play so weird against this card to try to deal with it, so they can go back to playing normal. That it just ends up being in your favor, because he already did this. Essentially, this stack on top of a Beowulfmon probably already did 2 checks. So if they deal with all that, if they use all the resources to deal with your 1 stack that already did 2 checks, you're Blue Hybrid. You probably have tamers, you probably have a different rookie on board, you probably have another way to attack them again the next turn anyway. So he just becomes such a great wall in the deck. And it's sad that we don't play it's sad that the boss monster of the deck isn't a Blue Hybrid card, but he's a hell of a card sometimes, man. But so many decks have a hard time trying to figure out what to do with it. And then we start with, next is our tamers. 4 of the best green tamer in the game. 4 of the best green tamer in the game. Davis Monomiya. He's been Blue's best memory setter for a long time. I am forever jealous that this isn't a Koji. I wish I could get a memory setter Koji, but at least our Davises are alt art, and that's good enough for me. He does. We are starting to get into a world where Davis doesn't feel like he's doing as much as other memory setters. Like the purple memory setter in Hunters feels really good. He's always relevant throughout the game. Davis is hard, and I wish it was a Koji. Like, I wish one day that we get a Koji, so I can have an inheritable on my memory setter, and then maybe start playing the BT7 Strabimon that lets me play Kojis on deletion. But here we are for now. For Davis. Davis is good. And since we're always returning, our next tamer is, since we're returning cards to our opponent's hands, quite often they'll end up with 8 cards in hand, and we do unsuspend a lot. We don't unsuspend a lot, but like I said, we're swinging with jamming, right? So our stacks are gonna live the swing. So if our opponent doesn't deal with it and this is on board, their level 3s are getting bounced. And I can kind of usually guarantee I'm gonna have 8 cards in hand at least. So these cards is okay. We're not using a strip engine because, like I said, Tommy's a nerd. So yeah, we don't. I just wanted to try a list without the Sora and Joe. Sora and Joe might still be better, just to like kind of like source control a little bit, even just a little bit. Force your opponent to like evolve their searchers that they play out and not leave anything on the board clean. But for now, it was a good. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't. Its highs weren't as high as Sora and Joe for sure. But still got more playtesting to do with this deck. And since we play the Leomons, the next card is Jerry. Jerry's just good for resource management. You can play this turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Play a Leomon when you have it. And just get so much value because you're gonna be able, when they swing at you, you're gonna be able to draw a card, and this card will get you a Leomon on board, draw you a card, and then you can just you can kind of easily say to yourself, you got the value out of it, you got the body on board and the card. Let's Digivolve on top of it now and just swing for more checks after that. Only 2 for now because it's hard to fit everything. I do want to play 3. She is insane out of security. Oftentimes I find myself trying to hold a Leomon in hand just in case I get a Jerry in security, because if you get a Jerry in security, oh my god, are you eating good that game. Jesus Christ, I've won games. I've lived turns I should have died because Jerry was in security and I had the Leomon blocker in hand. Blocker is it's such a sneaky mechanic, dude. When it's good, it catches your opponent off guard. And after that, we're playing Koji. We need the tamers. Tommy's a nerd. We're putting cards to our hand all the freaking time. Koji's good. We're not playing Magna Garurumon to get full value out of Koji. Maybe that's some deck building stuff I have to figure out eventually, but I still like Koji. Maybe we went 2 ham with 3. Maybe we go back to 3 Jerry, up a Leomon somewhere. But good for now. After that, we got our options. Howling Memory Boost, just because I didn't want to switch to Blue Memory Boost. Just because a lot of times, again, people like their level 4 blockers. You can try to strip them real quick and then go for game. But this might become Blue Memory Boost. Or maybe I just fill in with Tamers or a Pokemon or something. And last for the spells, let's move everything out the way. Ice Wall. I didn't like Ice Wall. I think the format's not great for Ice Wall. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. When it's a one of, it feels like such an easy card to cut sometimes because so many of your games you don't end up seeing it, and you're like, well, that could have been a 3rd Jerry. That could have been my 4th Leomon. You know, so I don't know. We'll see. This end of the deck definitely feels changeable, whereas like this upper portion feels really solid. But maybe one of Leomon or a Pokemon can go up and down, whatever. And then our last options round out our 50 card deck. 4 Hammer Spark. I remember the days of, old Imperial Dramon running 4 Hammer Spark because you had so much room in the deck and so much draw anyway. 4 Hammer Spark, you get the security option to just gain 2 memory, and it's delicious. Extending your plays. Hammer Spark, I don't see a world unless they go out of their way to power creep Hammer Spark. I don't see Hammer Spark being bad, if that makes sense. And then we'll wrap up with the only good baby in the game for blue. Upamon finally got power crept. We got 4 Wynamon. Games are fast enough. You don't need the 5th baby. If you really want the 5th baby, I I guess you play Wynamon, but I'm not convinced you play, or I guess you play Upamon, but I'm not sold on Upamon anymore, honestly. But where do we put this? I don't know. People are gonna get mad at me. We're gonna put it in the corner and just say hi. But yeah, that's the list. We got this done in 15 minutes. I'm pretty happy. Like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you guys want to see. Support the channel. I'm trying to do Grand Archive, trying to do One Piece, trying to do stuff. Like, just let me know what you guys want to see from the channel, and I try to bring it and have fun with it. YOLO.